Today's movie is 1977's Highway Racer, an Italian movie. The Italian title, I'm going to try Polizio Sprint. So, this movie is basically the Fast and the Furious if the Fast and Furious focused more on the cops and didn't spend as much time with the criminals. And it's really interesting because there are a lot of parallels between that movie and Highway Racer. So, what's it about? Well, Highway Racer is about a cop who is played by, I never heard of the guy. Apparently, he's kind of famous, Mauricio Merli. And apparently, he normally has a mustache, but in this movie, he doesn't. And he kind of reminded me of Robert Redford a little bit. But his character is a jerk. All he cares about, he's a cop, all he cares about is driving fast. And he gets in a couple wrecks, and at one point, his girlfriend, who happens to work for, I don't know if it was Lamborghini or Ferrari or something, but a car dealership, she's in the middle of showing a car to a customer, and he gets mad because she won't drop everything and go talk to him.
Francesca?
Marco, excuse me a minute. I suppose this is what you call convalescing, do you?
Wait a minute. Don't start lecturing me. You picked the wrong moment.
It's always the wrong moment for you.
Yeah, you bet. Francesca?
Okay, just a minute.
What the hell does he want?
I do work here, and I was talking to a customer.
But I want to talk to you. Or doesn't that matter?
He idolizes the older cop who apparently back in his day was a, super cop, super awesome driver. And it's kind of weird because it's only after, like, the second time he gets in a car wreck that the boss, the old cop, decides to help him. I mean, because early on after the first car wreck, the old cop is like, you braked in the turn when you should have accelerated. So he obviously knows about the guy and acknowledges the dude has talent, but he'd rather just let the guy get in car accidents and ruin police cars and risk people's lives before he helps them. So what actually makes the old cop want to help him is that the old cop's nemesis is back in town, and there are a series of daring bank robberies going on, and they use fancy car driving, trick driving, and the regular police can't capture them. So he has to help the young driver become a better driver, and just like in Fast and Furious, he goes undercover with the bad guys to try and figure out where they're located. And it's kind of interesting because for an American, when we think of car movies, we think of big muscle cars and things like that. And these are little European cars in the 70s. Sure, they're still Ferraris or whatever, but they're small. And so it's kind of fun to see these smaller cars do these things, do stunts. And it's kind of fun to see they're running through the streets of Rome. So the roads, for the most part, are kind of narrow. Unlike, even the Fast and Furious, they're on interstates or big highways or things like that. So that's really fun. That's really entertaining. Some of the differences and expectations between then and action movies now are also kind of interesting. There's one point when they're like playing chicken and they have to try to do a skid alongside of a cliff, where then they show the cliff, and the cliff is only like 20 feet high. And it looks like it's formerly part of a landfill or something. It's kind of interesting to see those things. The plot, though, the film itself kind of drags in places. It's like sometimes they show montages when they should have just cut that part entirely. And then when like the old cop is training the young cop, they don't really do a montage when maybe they could have to get to the point a little quicker. So it's not perfect. It's a little slow. But I definitely enjoyed it. And just because the sort of seeing the differences between now and then, America and Europe. So I give it 2 thumbs up. Little cars go fast, but the movie goes too slow. So fast forward through.